Welcome back to Beers and Breakevens. We have got our CTW analysis. I think last week we might have said 2RF, but we're doing CTW because our little friends over there in Surrey Hills have turned the fucking world upside down, shook the box, and kicked the living shit out of us. And we're just finding our feet again. Bringing in Dally M co-host of the year, Tim Williams.
Yo.
How's your week been, buddy?
You suck up to me now with the Dally M call because you know I've done the research. I see what you've done there.
I always appreciate you. I fucking all these people online giving you a stick, and I'm like, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. What's doing?
All I can say is thank God we haven't done CTW analysis yet because that would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because we nearly need to throw it to the cleaners.
On that note, I'm pretty pissed off anyway.
Yeah.
We've got such a good fucking product here. We just need to get the fuck out of our own way. What are we doing? Like,
It was very rugby league.
oh, mate, it's just insane. Like, it's, it's a positive move as a whole, I think, but the timing of it is just batshit crazy.
Yeah. All the moves that have been introduced, and if you're in the SuperCoach circles, which if you're listening to this, I'd imagine you are, you're probably aware of what's going on. And in a nutshell, they've changed the scoring system from Fox Sports to NRL, which is what you see obviously on NRL.com, which is pretty different in a lot of ways, especially when you're looking at SuperCoach nerds like us who are looking at every little inch we can give or take sort of thing that changes things. And a fair bit does change. They've changed systems which... love it or hate it, it's all fine. We're going to get quicker updates and a bunch of benefits as a result of it. But, mate, they've launched it 3-4 weeks after. Sorry, they've changed it 3 or 4 weeks after the launch of the actual game. So, unfortunately, the downside to this is that player prices aren't getting adjusted, which means every player in the game is priced incorrectly. Now... we're on it together, so that's fine. But it's just like, okay, righto. Could we have not done this?
Why wouldn't we just do it properly in the first place? Like, I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe in the last 3 weeks they made this decision. Like, how is this not made before you launch thing? And you know what? The thing that annoys me, mate, is that, you know, I've had meetings with SuperCoach, I'm sure you have too, and the main thing I said to them was, you need to sort out these updates. We can't be waiting 4 days for updates. And their argument was, we just want to get them right. I go, man, it doesn't matter if you get them. No one thinks you get them right anyway. No one's happy. Everyone's complaining all the fucking time anyway. Like, if you look at the NFL, it updates, like, that's it immediately. Yeah. That's it. Right, wrong, who gives a fuck? That's it. You know what it is. And I think that's a fantastic thing the SuperCoach have done, but that's been completely lost in translation. It's I just the logic behind it, I just can't get around. And you know what? From a working point of view, it hasn't probably tipped my world upside down, but like I'm watching yourself, I'm watching Rubdown, all these content creators who just do it for the love and the passion of it. Like everything you've done in the entire preseason, it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like it just would have made more logical sense for SuperCoach to reach out to us and go, hey, this is the situation, this is what it's going to look like, these are the pros, these are the cons, this is how it's going to work, blah, blah. Instead, it's, well, piss in the dark and see what happens. I just think it's insane.
Yeah, so we're recording Tuesday afternoon. This will go live 3 p.m. Wednesday.
Yep.
We might get some more updates this afternoon, overnight, in the morning, whatever it might be. So we'll work with what we've got so far. We've got a reasonable amount of the information, but there's a few things we don't know about, and they're potentially substantial. The big one is that we're all sort of waiting on is how run meters are going to be adjudicated and scored, because they're very different on NRL stats to what Fox had. And, for example, there'll be games where Nathan Cleary runs for, I think, honestly, over 220, 230, maybe 250 metres with 27, 28 runs.
Some of them are enormous,
because basically it's as soon as he engages the line or goes past the advantage line or something, it's a run. In SuperCoach, a hit up is you go into contact. So that's one that we don't have as it stands at time of recording. We're going to we'll have deep dived, I should say, into all of it on SC Playbook and got real nerdy about it last night, so check that out. But today, Roo, you and you're basically, I've done as much research as I can. You're a bit newer to it all, still getting your head around a few things. So you're basically just going to fire a few questions at me. And as you said, we're not complaining about the changes themselves. It's the timing that just it couldn't have been done 3 weeks ago. And anyway.
I think in a year's time, once we're used to it and we're getting hours and 3 updates, SuperCoach is going to be fantastic.
That'd be sick.
But it could have been fantastic this year. Could have been unreal this year. Anyway, yes, I'm going to ask a heap of questions. I'm going to push and probe. I am really looking forward to tuning into the SC Playbook episode to get a real deep dive into it. I highly advise you all do the same. Who's joining you this evening?
Spy and Rando.
Yes, love Spy.
Yeah, love Spy.
Oh, by the way, we went to the Ricky Stewart luncheon the other day, and, we all put on a nice shirt, nice pair of pants. Rando showed up like he was going to fucking Milan. He won the fucking room.
Yeah, and if he did end up going to Milan after the function, he wouldn't look out of place.
The main prize was an Audi. I would have rather taken Rando.
Yeah, he would have been the best dressed in Milan if he turned up.
By a distance.
Yeah, he's sharp.
He is sharp. Fletcher sharp.
Very Fletcher
He's
sharp.
fucking good at what he does, Rando. So I'm keen to listen to that. Before we do get into that, we are still open for sponsorships. We've had a few fantastic businesses reach out over the last 2 or 3 weeks, having conversation with them as we speak. Beers and breakevens at gmail.com. Send us an email if you are keen. I've also got this that landed in the studio the other day that I've been waiting for an opportunity to get stuck into. We have got the 2025 Dickies jersey.
Yes.
Look at that bad boy. How fucking good. Retro Rugby League sending that in. Absolutely unreal. I've said a few times on a few other podcasts and everything that when he first started doing his stuff, I'm like, I love this, but I think it's too niche. I don't know if it's got an audience. It's got a fucking audience.
Yeah. People love jerseys.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I believe they go on sale on the 12th. So that is a few days away. So make sure you go and get your paws on them.
It's
they
tomorrow.
are unreal. Tomorrow. Is that today?
Tomorrow, as in the next day. The day after tomorrow for us.
The day after tomorrow.
But
Great
tomorrow,
movie. Great movie.
Tomorrow for the listeners.
Great movie. I won't hear anything against it.
Don't
It
rattle
was
yourself,
before its time.
Don't rattle yourself too early, mate. There's a lot we've got to get through in the
I
show.
know,
And
I know,
you're
but
rattled early.
I'm a big like those climactic event sort of movies, and the day after tomorrow was a big swing
Great
of dick
movie.
when it came out. When the ship comes through the city and they're in the library. Oh, good times. So tomorrow it comes out when people are listening to this.
So tomorrow's, which will be today, is the 11th.
Yeah.
And then for the listener, tomorrow will be the 12th.
You're staring at your laptop. You're not top right corner date. Is it there?
Why would I fucking look at a computer when I've got Matthew?
You should ask Matthew the first time around.
So tomorrow or today it is coming out. So make sure you go and check that out.
Tomorrow.
I would not be missing out on it. Speaking of, we have got the one and only Matthew Buxton with us. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I have a very general question to ask before you get into your deep dive. Why can't they just say, look, all the prices are wrong, so we're just going to restart?
Well. The only thing we hate in rugby league is common sense.
Okay, got you.
What we'd rather do is have everything wrong and then we work it out on the fly.
Okay.
I agree with you, though. I think surely it wouldn't be that difficult.
Honestly, I think there's a whole heap of behind the scenes stuff, T's and C's and all sorts of stuff that go into it. They can't do it or something. So in theory, though, yes, that would solve a lot of issues.
For sure. Anyway, have we got everything off our chest now? Is there anything else we want to...
I'm sure something will come up. But for now, I'm good. Yeah.
For now, I'm going to try and behave for the rest, though. All right, so can I ask some questions?
Hit me.
Okay. So when I have eyeballed it over the last few days, the first thing that I came up with when I looked at it, obviously CTW is going to grab a big push, which is why we've got into them today. My understanding is, Timbo, previously, let's say, for example, Reece Walsh sweeps. He hits Katoni Staggs draws and passes. It would have been Reece Walsh that got the try assist, line break assist for creating that.
Correct.
My understanding now is that Katoni will get it'll be based on the last pass, which means he will get try assist and line break assist.
Correct.
Sweet. Does that mean that Reece Walsh goes down to try contribution?
Yes, which do still exist because I could be wrong, but I don't believe I've seen a try contribution stat on the NRL stat, but have reached out and try contribution will be retained, so they get 4 points instead of what would have been 20.
Okay, so Reece Walsh sweeps down the right-hand side. Jesse Arthurs, whoever's on that right wing, ends up scoring. Previously, he essentially would have got 20 SuperCoach points for that. Are you telling me that now he gets 4?
Well done, mate. Good math.
Right. So fullbacks will be taking a hit then.
Yes.
Okay. Where are fullbacks potentially gaining points back, or is it just a loss for them?
The big ones the big stat changes are to try assists and line break assists.
Yep.
But in particular to a lot of them are these sweepers. Like Fox stats would, as you said, give it to the sweepers. Like, it goes hand in hand. But if you sweep and you throw the cup ball, you're still getting it because you throw last pass.
Yeah.
But like a lot of halves, for example, will be negatively impacted because they sweep a little bit and hit the centre who hits the winger. But like a lot of times they'll hit their back rower short, so that won't change. Or a back rower might tip onto someone and they'll still get it through the ruck, all that sort of stuff. None of that will really change as much, but it'll be, your centres will be elevated. Your fullbacks will reduce because of those plays. So I found it interesting. One fullback that actually won't really change too much. I think there was a little bit of a drop-off. It was Reece Walsh, who try assists weren't actually that different. I think line assists might have changed a little bit. But for the most part, fullbacks have all dropped off significantly scoring-wise and what they should be. Reece Walsh, just thinking off the top of my head, but a lot of the time he does such good work with those 3-on-2s and that sort of shape. He either plays shorts and Shibasaki or Staggs score, or he throws the cup ball. Not as impacted technically, but I still just think there's going to be a lot of times where he hits the centre, who then hits the winger, and he won't get them from now on. So that's the main one, along with tackles. At NRL.
Before we get to that, can I ask, in that situation with Staggs, if Staggs literally just taps on, that's still him try assist, line break assist as far as
It'll
you're
be last
concerned?
pass, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
And for what it's worth, I'm still getting my head around everything as well, but yes that's my understanding.
And I think that's a very key point that, the needle could move, things could change. We're just guessing based off the information that we have what it'll look like. And it is funny, from content to content creator, I am kind of hearing different things to some extent.
Any of the big questions sitting out there so far, I've reached out to News Corp, and they've been great. And, Sangster and Co and a few others there who have passed on some information. So anything that I say, everything outside of essentially the runs, which is still up in the air as it stands, has come from News Corp.
All right, tackles. Do you just want to talk?
Yeah, they just couldn't think of a question, how to frame that.
Oh, no, I've got a question, but I think you're going to say it better anyway, so go.
So basically, NRL stats rewards more tackles. So rewards more tackles. It has more per game because... And the way that is, it often rewards the third man into tackles.
Yep.
Someone might just come in and grab the legs and take him down, then get out of there. Fox are often the first two men into a tackle, and they don't award it to that third man in. So you'll find blokes like, Terrell May, Payne Haas, these sorts of blokes, they'll average an extra 4 to 5 per game on tackles. Again, pending what happens with running stats, how that comes in. But sheer tackles, like another one there is hookers.
Yes.
Guys like Harry Grant, Blake Brayley, Reece Robson, they are going to benefit with more tackles.
Harry Grant's one that I'm very interested in, and I haven't done the stats or anything, but I notice when watching Harry Grant that, similar to Cameron Smith, he tends to get away with fucking murder. He tends to be third man in a lot, and he slows down the ruck and he gets away with it. I think he will get a big uptick from it. I'm not sure what the stats say, but he's the one that I automatically went, okay, probably from my draft point of view straight away, I went, oh, Harry Grant, I'm very interested in all of a sudden.
Yeah, so Harry Grant last year, what do we got here? So he made 570 tackles on Fox stats. He made 647 on NRL stats, so that's a 77-point increase on his scoring.
So it's like, it's, as you said, 3 or 4 tackles a game, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got all this on site between, there are a few data heads who have been working OT at Playbook. Rando Stats Guy Shock's been one of them. Jay Schubert's another one, but Rando's got things like the ones who will benefit the most out of tackles, ones who benefit the most out of try assists, line break assists, the ones who, will regress scoring-wise based on last year's stats. And then Jay Schubert's done a great article which has, with all the information available, which again is essentially everything barring the run meters, this massive list of what players averaged in SuperCoach last year in their starting price this year, and what it would have been under the NRL system, and the big winners and losers. And shock, CT dubs. Centres, I should say, not CT dubs. Centres are the big winners.
Shout out to Stevie Hebner as well. I think he had a draft analysis come out yesterday.
Couple of bits and pieces on it. So he's on the job.
Stevie is a big Raiders fan, a mate of ours who came to the Ricky Stewart luncheon with us the other day, and he went to the bathroom at one point. And then about a minute later, Ricky Stewart started walking to the bathroom. I text Steve, I go, hey, just don't do anything embarrassing, but Ricky's about to walk into the bathroom too, because I knew he'd be so excited. And he comes and sits back down. I go, how was that? He goes, oh, it's a really nice guy. we saw each other's dicks. And I was like,
Oh my God.
okay, cool.
What did I say about not doing anything embarrassing, Steve?
Old Heavenly Hands Hebner. Shout out to you.
Hopefully kept those heavenly hands up.
Fingers crossed. There's a sticky joke in there, but I won't go there.
Yeah, just avoid. We've said enough.
Yeah, enough's been said. He probably won't be stoked about that anyway.
Yeah.
He can't win them all.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I have that much more to add. If I'm honest, we've already spoken about the sort of have we spoke yet on camera the hit up 8 meters and all that sort of stuff.
We don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
That I would be guessing at. Again, there might be an announcement before this has gone live, which happy days if it has, but we don't know right now.
Yeah. Okay. Maddie, as we've been talking, anything else that's come to mind?
I guess so. Points are going to be taken away attacking wise from what you said before.
To some, yeah.
Well, what like how? Where are you going to gain? Where is there going to be gain points in attack? Because
the assists and whatnot are just going to shift to another player.
Yeah, you're not gaining players,
they'll
you're
all
going
still be
elsewhere.
awarded. They just go to a different player.
So, in your opinion, does that mean centers are going to get more points?
Centers
that's what we're saying.
Centers are the winners.
Okay.
So, like, for me, for example, like last year, my draft team, I had Moses Sully in my team. And it was one thing that, like, you can ask my mates in my draft, I was really frustrated with last year that he's a guy that he would quite often set up 2 or 3 tries, but it would always go to Sloan, Gutho, whoever was at fullback. I would assume Moses Sully is one that would probably gain a heavy little uptick from
He's
attacking
number
style.
3 in the entire competition that has
Number
the biggest,
3?
that has the biggest increase. Yeah.
Motherfucker. Who's actually go and check out SC Playbook for those. But are the top?
Oh no, mate, we can share.
Are the top 5 like are they all CTWs or?
We've got CT Dub back rower, CT Dub back rower, CT Dub, CT Dub, CT Dub, Paynehaas. We can chat them. It's all right, mate. There is so much to go through.
Who are the second rowers?
Jesse Colquhoun, which is interesting in limited game time as well. So he must be another one benefiting from these tackle stats. So this has got that he averaged 34 last year. His actual average would have been 41 with the adjusted points, meaning he'd be $73,000 more expensive. And the other one, Isaiah Yeo, tackles.
You know what else that'd be with Jesse Colquhoun? That's fucking Craig Fitzgibbon going. It's finals. They're not going to blow the whistle. Lie in there. Get in there. Slow it down as much as you fucking can, I reckon. Jesse Colquhoun.
No,
is
is
this only for the season?
this is SuperCoach season, yeah.
Okay, sweet. And who was the other one, sorry?
Isaiah Yeo, just third man in clean-up work.
Colquhoun's he'll probably be starting a lock with McInnes injured, right?
Yeah.
I had Colquhoun anyway, so then this has come out. I'm like, hello.
Are you willing to read us the top 10 or so? Where are we at?
Number 1, Isaac Tungo.
Remember our mate at the pub the other day? He said to us, watch out for Tungo.
He did say
Did I
that.
tell you about this? Mate, we went for a beer the other day after the preview show, and like this news had broken 2 hours ago. We walk in, we literally sit down. This guy walked past us, and he just saw us there, and he's like, "Boys, I've run the numbers, I've gone through it all, I've gone through everything. I think the CTW is going to be the big winners. Herbie Farmer's going to be a gun, blah blah blah." And his girlfriend's just standing there like, "What the fuck?" And I'm over the moon. I love this. I'm heaps into it. And then about 15 minutes later, I go up to get our dinner. I'm sitting there thinking, someone whispers in my ear, "Don't sleep on Tonga." And then he just disappears. I'm like, I know exactly who that was.
That's so good.
Man,
It's so funny because Guru said to his girlfriend, "Oh, you got yourself a keeper," and she goes, "I'm not sure about that."
So yeah, Tungo's number 1 on the list with by a substantial margin. He was a 52 average last year. We've got him at 62 average with 107K price difference.
Wow.
Yeah, Sully's third. He would have been a 73,000 more expensive.
Interesting. Okay. So does that mean have you got Tungo in your team?
I haven't, but what I have done is my CT dub, in terms of cheapies aside, who cheapies are cheapies, I've flicked out expensive wingers for expensive centres.
Yeah, right. I'm just thinking about Tungo in my mind. Why is that? Like, quite often he's the guy they turn under and he lays the line for them attack to the left. Is he just picking up try assists on the right edge?
Let me have a look at our second set of tables. So What do we got here?
Like the other thing I'm thinking as we speak, does this make Trell Mitt heaps more valuable as well? Are you
100%?
Yeah.
Okay, so line assist was the big one for Tungo. He had 14 on NRL stats, 4 on Fox. It's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's fucking heaps.
Trell Mitt, 100% he becomes more. I mean, we're about to do CTW analysis, but definitely, because how many tries is he going to get tipping on?
If they were to do the prices properly, hypothetically, would a Herbie or someone jump into top place, or would it?
As most expensive.
Yeah, he'd have to give it a fucking nudge, wouldn't he? Like he's right up there already.
I've got so many pages up right now. So Herbie would be, he'd be 892k. Payne has to be 908. So I think Herbie would be second.
Wow. Fuck, that's crazy. Yeah, right. So we are expecting the Terrell Mays of the world, the Payne Haas's to take a little uptick. What about, like, they're obviously the absolute elite guys. What about, and I'm sorry, I'm throwing random names at you here. What about guys like Corey Horsburgh? Like, is he still grabbing, like, a big uptick?
Yeah, the Red Dog's 29 on the list. He would have averaged 4 more points for a $38,000 jump.
Where's who's another one? Like a Trent Leroux. Where's is he grabbing points from?
He's 48 on the list. Would have averaged 3 more points.
3 more points.
32k.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. So it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world
by any means. Yeah. But it is.
Even like fullbacks will be negatively impacted as a whole. But if Reece Walsh or Tom Trbojevic or whoever, they might have 5 try assists in the first 3 rounds. Every one of them might be sweeping cut balls or something. Like they don't all go through the hands.
Yes,
So it's only a guide, but the one I am confident on that will change significantly is centres.
Yeah, okay. All right. Last one, I'll pick a random player. What about like a Keanu Keeney? What does much change?
Nah, he's a bad example because he only played a few games last year. I think we've got like
he did too. That's right.
Got like 100 and 200 players on here, but he's not actually one of them.
Yeah, right. Good. Great. Okay. Sweet. Is there any fullbacks that you want to talk about very quickly? Because we've already done that position. Anyone that really jumps out of the ground
Just
as a gainer or loss?
Tommy Turbo's the bottom of this list. He would have averaged, he averaged 71 last year. He would have averaged 64, dropping 63k on his starting price. And look, you think of footy now and shapes. Turbo's the king of sweeping, tipping on to centre, tipping on to winger, like that shape from Manly. Because, the other thing is, I feel like Reece Walsh a lot of the time uses his speed to get like a flat 3-on-3, hence why he either plays short to the hard-running centre or plays long to the open winger.
Yeah.
Turbo sweeps, the numbers are stripped, and he just goes bang, and then there's a tip on. So again, I don't have a video example in front of me, but Turbo will hit the centre, then the winger bites, and the centre tips on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Turbo, statistically, the big loser. Scotty Drinkwater, 81 average to 75. That's a 58k swing. Teddy, 89 to 84. Isaiah Katoa, 65 to 60.
Yep.
Yeah.
I expected that one. Yeah, okay. So I'm walking away from this thinking front row forwards are getting or middle forwards are getting a little uptick in tackles.
Yeah.
I'm walking away from this thinking hookers are getting a little uptick in tackles. I'm walking away from this thinking centres are up.
Yeah.
Wingers are probably about the same. Not much changes for them. I'm probably leaning towards halves are probably a bit down pending the run meters.
Pending run meters, yeah, they'll be down a little bit. So let's have a look at a few of these halfbacks. It's because, as I was sort of saying before, a lot of halfbacks, they do their work a lot tighter. They'll throw short balls or face balls or whatever it is, and that they'll run these sweeping plays, which are the ones that are going to be impacted a fair bit, but it's not as prominent. So, like I said, Katoa is 6th last on this list. Mitch Moses is 2nd last. Interestingly, he goes from 482. He drops 60k. Blaze Talangi drops 56k. Ben Hunt drops 47k. Jerome Hughes drops 44K, which is interesting. Jamal Fogarty, Jerome Luai. So, halves are heavily impacted. Not as much as fullback. Well, there's probably more, half backs, 5'8".
Is this essentially the scoring? Like, are these the stats that NRL fantasy are based off? Essentially,
Yes, because it's NRL system.
Yeah.
But the key difference being that SuperCoach is still using the fact that a try is still worth 17 points
it's
and all
skewed
that.
more to attacking.
So it's still a different in that sense, but same stats.
I'm very keen to see like which players we start to notice. Like I'm automatically thinking like I wonder how many times we'll start to notice maybe a centre that'll sort of fight to get themselves into second marker, so they don't have to jump at A if they're defending on an edge. If you know what I mean.
The big one. We're going to sit there and see centres. Like, you know how I think early last year we were blowing up at Casey McLean and not tipping on.
Yes,
that was only because everyone owned Tom Jenkins. Now we're going to see all these centres who just. We're really going to acknowledge the centres with a good, like, soft hands and tip-ons.
Yeah.
Because they'll be try assist, line assist every time.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones who don't have those softer hands and tuck it and get tackled short, you like just tip on those 20 points.
Yeah, okay.
And we used to do that, but it'd be like you've just cost the fullback 20 points for sweeping a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck, okay.
A lot happening.
So now in a situation where centres are, if they get through the line and then they draw and pass, they're getting line break, try assist.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're not getting line break assist. They're getting, okay.
The one that there's going to be, and look, it's part of the game, so be it. As I said, we're in the same boat. But the ones that are going to sting is where a player of any position just rips and tears and does all the work, and then there's like, 5 metres from the line and they pass it to a bloke who then tips it on.
Yes.
they'll lose like the try assist for it.
That's so shit.
I hate that as well,
right.
but anyway.
Offloads, ineffective offloads, are they still a thing as far as you?
Yeah, they still have effective and ineffective offloads. It's offload to hand, 4 points, offload to ground, 2 points.
Okay, that's stayed the same. Tackle breaks, I assume nothing's changed there.
I think there's a little bit of discrepancy on tackle breaks. Again, just how NRL awarded compared to SuperCoach. I don't have a lot of details on that as such.
Yeah, okay.
But again, it's give or take a few other sides.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I feel a little bit better about the situation. I will be tuning into SC Playbook last night. I don't want to get confused when that was because I'll get yelled at again.
It was last night.
It was today or yesterday?
The day after.
It was
before
last
The
night.
day after before tomorrow. Yeah. What a sequel that would have been.
Have you seen the South Park episode 2 days before the day after tomorrow?
No.
So good.
So funny.
And it's like a scorching hot summer's day. And Randy's in like this big vest and goggles and he's like hiking and they're like, oh my God, I'm so hot. They're like, it's hypothermia. It's your body telling you that it's cold, but hot, but it's actually cold. He's like, okay. It's so good.
And they're all like chained to each other, like hiking through the city. It's just a normal day. It's so
The sun's
dumb.
beaming down. I can't remember the context of why that happened, but yeah, they think it's so good.
I broke the dam. That's how the episode ends. Anyway, go watch it.
Good gear. Are we done with that for now?
I'm not going to lie, as someone who's like not as deep into it as you two, I'm actually very overwhelmed right now.
I'm overwhelmed too.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling to get my head around everything.
And that's
you're saying.
that's where I'm most concerned that we've made so many changes to SuperCoach over the last 3 years to help the casual, which I'm all for. I think this does the opposite.
It certainly does for this year.
Yes.
But like anything, change is scary.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it needs adjusting.
Yeah.
The one thing for the casual that is a monumentally good change, I don't like it as a nerd who wants the best player to get the try assist and all that, but it is the fact that the casual can just watch and go, all right, who threw the last pass? They get the try assist, line assist. That's great for the casual, which is fine.
I think I would just say to those casuals that are maybe a year or so in or starting this year, stick with SuperCoach. Don't throw the toys out of the cot and go to fantasy or whatever. Stick with SuperCoach because once we do get used to this, it will be unreal. It will be.
We might get some fantasy listeners this year.
We might get some. Well, yeah, maybe. That'd be great if we did. But yes, stick with it. It'll all be okay. All right. Should we get into some CT Derbs, Timbo?
Let's do it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, what we've done the last few weeks, we're going to go through CTW. We're going to talk about the highest owned guys, have a chat about each of them. Any of the guy, the dual position guys we will talk about here, actually. So we'll go through them. We'll start at the very top. Highest owned player, 47.7% is Tommy Chester. He's got dual position, 216K. I don't know if there's much more to be said about this guy. We think he's going to play centre to start the season. If he does, he'll be in all of our teams. The beauty is he'll be in Vegas. We get to see him there. If he's not, he won't be in our teams. We know Tom Chester's talented. If he's there, he'll be in our teams. Anything else to really add, Timbo?
Nothing, right, mate. If he's named to start round 1 in Vegas, he'll be in my team.
Okay, thank you, Echo. David Varley.
You just said nothing else to add.
David Varley, 235K.
I just carried you for 40 minutes. And that's how you respond.
We had a little interview with Damien Cook this morning. My vibe is that Setu 2's got the guy in front to get a wing spot.
Well, I mean, the team list indicated it last week in the trial.
Completely agree, but
Setu
this
2,
doesn't.
Yeah, Setu 2 played on the wing. Farley was centre. Tui Plotu, who was under this injury cloud, he played, which suggests there's nothing wrong with him. So, I think Farley should be Setu 2, who's 5th on this list. And it's another one, though. It's Vegas team list. Whoever gets named, bang them in.
Yeah. Terrell Mitt, 626K. As we just spoke about, we think he's going to be a big winner of Points Gate that's going on at the moment. He was already in my team. I think 37% will probably rise as we get closer. What are your thoughts?
He's a huge winner.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, try assist and line assist will probably regress in the sense he's not playing fullback, but under the old system they would have regressed a lot. Now he'll buy a few of those back. He'll have some of the best hands in the game at centre, as we know. And, Cody goes out there and he throws that cut ball. He'll hit Latrell a lot more because it's Latrell. And secondly, Dry Gray, ball playing is okay, but it's sort of getting there. He'll hit Latrell a lot as well.
Yeah. So Terrell Mitt, I think he's automatically in our side. In your side, Matthew?
I don't know, because there are games where he'll literally have three runs. So I'm not as convinced. He's not going to be consistent.
I'm banking on early. I think you're spot on. I think there'll be weeks where he goes 80 to 100, and then I think there'll be weeks where he has scores, especially early on, 30 or 40, if that kind of thing. And I just think it'll balance out well enough. But I can definitely see it well where win, lose or draw with the Bunnies, Latrell starts 30-30 and then people cut ties. As long as he's looking okay and the Bunnies look good, I'll try and just grit my teeth and hold. But there'll be some low ones in there, that's for sure.
He's definitely especially as a non-South fan, he's an enjoyable inclusion into anyone's team.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd be nervous not to have him because there'd be games where he could score a hat-trick before half-time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but he will be inconsistent. He will be.
Yeah, for sure. I was confident on him before this stuff. I still feel confident. And you know what? Games where he has where he will have 3 runs, that could be 2 tries.
Seriously,
yeah.
He's that fucked.
That Origin 2 game last year or the year before in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I think he had 6 touches. 2 of them were tries. 2 of them were tries.
Yeah, and I think it's the one thing that I take away from that if Cody Walker is fit, some of the ball playing Cody Walker was doing on that left edge when he was jumping on for 10-minute spells was just out of control. And that was with Tallis Duncan at centre. Gets Trell, goal kicking, I like it. Now, Fiamane, I believe it is, from the Gold Coast Titans, who's been tipped to grab a wing spot. I do not know a thing about this guy. I have only heard about him in SuperCoach circles. I haven't seen him play. I haven't seen shit. I hope that this does end up being a proper guy. To be unreal if so. Do you have any info, Timbo?
Roo, if you don't, you're like the self-confessed, to be fair, CBA king of juniors and rookies. And
I
all
would
that.
just like to point this out to each and every fuckwit on Twitter that tells me you name everyone and then you say you picked them. Mad, okay? Don't know this kid.
Don't know.
Mark it down.
What I'm getting at is
Hot tip, you won't.
What I'm getting at is if you don't know an 18, 19-year-old from the Gold Coast, I don't know him either.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Rugby League Gru knows him?
Oh, Gru would be all over it.
But
Shout out to insert name here.
if he's starting on the wing, there's some good CTW cheapies, so I'll probably have him, but again, there's
Yeah.
good CTW cheapie, so we'll see.
Seto too, we've already spoken about him. Makassini, I think he's a very good shot to get a wing spot to start the season for the West Tigers. Does have the bye in round one. We sort of already spoke about this a little bit. The beauty is that you don't have to start with him. You can wait until round 4, then downgrade someone else. Do you think that's the play?
I've got him at the moment, like on the proviso that we think he's confirmed to play round 1 and if we can get confirmation, because it does sound that way.
Yeah.
Like worst case, if you start with him and he doesn't, he's only one injury away, like basically in the back line, so he'll get a run at some point. But yeah, because there won't be a price change until round 4, the reality is, as we see most years, one of Tom Chester, Siali, Setu 2, one of these cheapies, they might get injured early on, they might get dropped by round 2 or 3, and you're stuck with them, so then you move them to him anyway. So, look, whether or not I start with him round 1, it's just really going to come down to TLT. I've got him at the moment, but we'll see.
Yep, very fair. Herbie Farnworth, 825K. I'm probably finding him a little bit more appealing than what I did originally. As you said, I think his price is meant to be at around about the 900K mark. That Dolphin side, I think they should be better. Maybe that means they've got more strike weapons. Maybe it could hurt Herbie. I don't know. I'm leaning towards having Herbie as my gun in my side as it stands right now. What are your thoughts?
He was the first person that came into my team when this came through, and I said I've cut sort of my primo wingers. A team reveal is on site at scpurple.com.au. Check that out. Yes. Yeah, good gear, that one. With analysis on every player.
Everyone.
Stats and all. I know. Could sell, Roo. But yeah, Herbie, as I said, like on last year, 66K difference. I wasn't overly interested in him at 825K, but like you add in there as well, he's not selling Cobbo next to him. On Isaiah Katoa's side, they're going to do some damage. And the risk at 825K was that, all right, if he starts slow, he could drop significant cash. He still could, don't get me wrong. But now that I see him as undervalued to start the year, I'm thinking if he starts a bit slower, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, no, I think it should be okay. The base stats and everything are just fucking incredible. Okay, Brian, 598K. As we said, he's a winger. Not too much has changed. The needle hasn't moved there, but I still think Brian To'o's a good little play there. I'm probably looking at other guys that I like more, but I think it's a good play still.
Yeah, I cut him since the change, but for all the reasons that I owned him beforehand, I still think he's going to exceed his starting value. I thought he looked hampered by injury, niggling injuries throughout last year. I think because they were playing for top 8 and all these sorts of things, he played more games than they probably would like to have. But yeah, still a good buy. My focus has gone to centres, not wingers.
Yeah. On that note, Selwyn Cobbo, focusing more on centres, or is he one that appeals to you?
Focusing on centres, and him and Herbie could explode. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And I also, if I'm paying up for Herbie, if the left edge is a bit clunky early for whatever reason and the points don't come, it's a fair bit of money tied up in an edge that doesn't happen. That being said, you love your, what do you call it? Your little...
Stacks.
Your stacks, your handcuff, whatever it is. Actually, it's not a handcuff, is it? It's a stack. So if you like Herbie, do you go the double of Selwyn Cobbo?
I'm not. I think Herbie's one of those guys. I like him because I like that he doesn't pass the football as much as other centres. So I'm okay with just having Herbie, I think. Now we talk about, I think you used the word primo before, wingers. Jacob Kira is definitely in the primo category. I think he's currently in my side right now because I haven't changed it since having a look at this stuff, but I will more than likely be going Kiraz to Herbie is my logic.
Yeah, I cut Kiraz. Same thing. He's not a bad start by any means. I don't really see him as undervalued as such to start the season. Gus Gould's been on Twitter and apparently there's a bit of a niggling something rather for Kiraz. So off that, they've got a buy in round 2 or 3 or something, the doggies, these sorts of things. I think I'm happy to just wait and watch early.
Yep.
And I think Kiraz are all going to plan will be when one of these centres that I start with peaks in value.
Yep.
I'll be trying to make that move for that player to Kiraz. Because, again, to emphasise, I can't remember if we said it off air or early in this show, but wingers, for example, don't become irrelevant and centres aren't necessarily going to set the world alight, but just to start the year because the player values are off, that's where we capitalise on it. But once the prices and averages balance out, nothing will have changed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm talking completely off the dome here. Is it going to be a little bit different to previous seasons where in round 3, 4, 5, 6 people are needing to make more trades?
Well, here's one for you. My suspicion is that squad values are going to fly. Why wouldn't they?
Yes, yep.
You still have to get the players right.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. But even if you do get a few players wrong to start the season and you pick the wrong centres, or you get the centres and then, again, they still have to get the tip on tries to steal that. But there might be another centre who's heavily undervalued who has 4 of them in the opening 2 rounds and they're going to skyrocket. I just feel like squad values, to answer your question, yes. Like you trade harder early to maximise on these lack of price adjustments.
Yeah.
So I think squad values should go pretty high pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Again, still got to get the right players.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the easier thing is you're picking them to just repeat what they did, not to excel per se.
Yeah.
So if they excel, you're flying.
sure.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, next name on the list is Cody Ramsey's obviously dual position, doing well at the Roosters. We'll wait and see. Fletcher Hunt in a bit of a similar boat. Val Holmes, probably a bigger talking point, 734K. CTW centre on that good side for the Dragons. I would imagine Val would have had a decent little uptick.
Yeah, Val's going to become very appealing off the back of all this. Priced at 734K on that 75 average. The NRL stats, 83-point average. He should be 806K. So reasonable draw to start the year.
He should be 806K.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, Doggies... Actually, I think they start really poor against the Doggies and Storm, the Dragons, and then it eases off a lot more after that. So I don't love that, but...
Dragons are funny, though. Like, they just beat big teams out of nowhere.
Yeah, they could not play in a game with more than 24 points in it in the first 6 weeks. That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, and I mean, the beauty of Val is he has a lot of runs, makes a decent amount of tackles, he busts tackles, he'll kick a few goals, so... Yeah, after those 2, he goes Eels, Titans, Cowboys, which are a good 3 games. So he becomes very relevant.
Yeah,
if he wasn't already.
All right, 705K. Talk about my boy Kale Itero. I imagine he would have a little bit of an uptick as well.
Yeah, Iro's 6 on the list. 705K up to 774K. That price from 72 to 79. 68K price swing warrants a lot of consideration. The next few weeks, it's just going to plague me. Which of these primos do I take? Because it's probably one of like a Val or an Iro or one of these sorts of blokes. I think I'll lock in Herbie, but the thing is you can just make such a genuine case for almost any centre in the game.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
And I don't know if this is causation or correlation, but
You go.
are we starting to notice that some of the CTWs that are getting big upticks tend to be the CTWs that have fullbacks that aren't like well known for their ball playing?
Well, let's have a look.
Yep.
Isaac Tungo, just Dylan Edwards.
Yep. So not like you wouldn't
He's
have
good,
him.
but he's not well beaten.
He's
good.
not throwing cutouts like Reece Walsh and KP.
Moses Sully. Gutho's a pretty bloody good ball player.
Yeah, he's okay, but it's I don't think I'd have him in my top 5 or so.
Val Holmes, same deal. Iro, Will Kenny, so absolutely. Herbie, Hammer, who ball playing, not his strong suit. Next centre on this list, Rob Toyer comes in at 11. Teddy, pretty good, but I mean, there's no Cows centres. I'm thinking Drinky. There's no Broncos centres. Actually, Starks comes in at 13, to be fair.
Bit of correlation between those top ones, I reckon. Yeah, I personally wouldn't have had Gutho in my top 6 or 7 anyway, and I think the fact that both centres are there probably says something.
Yep.
I reckon there might be something there. But anyway, Kale Itero, I'm pretty keen on him to start the season. He's another one that I'll seriously look at. Campbell Graham, obviously playing on the wing. He's one that I will start with. I'm pretty confident with Campbell. I've had a few people say, he's playing out of position. I'm not sure if he is, to be completely honest with you. I think people forget just how good he was on the wing. But what are your thoughts, Matty?
Yeah, I remember he had his 50th game on the wing, or might have been his 100th game. It was like a milestone game, and he had an absolute stinker. And then he went to centre the next week. So maybe people just remember that. He was a gun winger.
He's a great winger.
Yeah, and in attack, South would kick to him anyway. There's going to be absolutely zero difference.
Yeah.
If they do kick to him.
If we had injuries and he was picked on the wing for New South Wales, I'd feel fine about it. I really like him as a winger. Campbell Graham and yours, a serial killer?
Nah.
No.
Nah. I've got too many bunnies. I can't afford to put any more in. But my concern with it is it's just been on the right wing.
Yep.
Cody on the left, Fafita on the left, Latrell on the left, Alex Johnson on the left.
Very fair.
I'm just concerned about how much they're going to go there.
Yeah. I just think at 430K with the base stats that he has, the work he gets through,
We said the same last year, though. Remember? And it just didn't sort of... I mean, everything he did was in base before he got injured again. He averaged 32 in base. He averaged 44 points for the year. I just remember how, I can't remember why, but he might have had a niggle or something in the preseason. We went off him, but everyone was super keen on him last year. Don't think he ended up starting him, and just didn't really happen. Again, play on the right edge.
Even I also South Sydney's season couldn't have gone worse, right? As far as players out, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
I reckon he's too much of a good player not to score a try every 3 weeks.
He literally, on the right edge, though, I'm not convinced. He didn't score a try last year. He didn't score one or set one up last season.
How many games did he play?
He got injured in the preseason last year, so that's probably why everyone went off him.
Yeah, it was for sure. 11 games, no tries.
Yeah, he barely played last year. Yeah. He's been out a lot.
Put it this way, it could be around 3 and we're going, hurry up and get Campbell Graham in. I said, I've got too many bunnies. And they have a buy in round, I think, 4, so I'm like, I can't afford another one.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Nwanga Need to Arce, 735K. Obviously a winger. I had an interesting chat with the Weekly Rubdown yesterday that they sort of said, we think he can't possibly be the leading try scorer again. I had to look at his numbers. And he scored 24 tries last year. There was 10 tries.
How can he not be the leading try scorer? He played a lot of games at centre last year. He's going to play every game this year on the wing.
I know, that was sort of just saying they're not sure how much better he can get. Like, is he going to score more? Not many guys go back-to-back leading try scorers, sort of was their argument, sort of thing. I was just saying that, he scored 24 tries in 24 games, I think it was, and he didn't score in 10 of them. I challenge you to find me a winger that got leading try scorer that didn't score in double-digit games. That's fucking wild. Like, when he scores in bunches. I'm not going to do it, but, I think he could be a lovely little pod for people out there. If you're a believer in the Roosters and you think they're going to gel and make it work, which I'm not, could be an interesting guy, but no interest from me.
He only played 15 games on the wing last year.
Yeah.
And he got the top try scorer.
Crazy.
He can definitely get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me. He'll be someone that I want to own sooner rather than later.
Yep.
But not to start.
Will Warbrick, 413K. He's owned by 10% of people. I think that's just the price tag, right, Timbo?
Price tag, I think he's under an injury cloud as well to begin. So
if Lomax lands there, is Warbrick definitely in the side?
I think Meaney drops out.
You're going to drop Meaney out of the side?
Yeah. Woo.
No, I don't think they'll do that. It's probably what I would do, don't get me wrong. But mate, they love Nick Meaney down there, I reckon.
I mean, he's going to Perth, so they don't love him that much.
Oh, yeah, but he's going there for fullback money. Like, if I was Melbourne, I sure as shit wouldn't pay Meaney what Perth are willing to pay him.
I reckon he's more likely to start at fullback than far longer if Lomax comes.
If Lomax comes, yeah. I think Sua's definitely going to get first grab at it.
You reckon?
But I'm a little bit nervous about how that's all going to play out. Anyway, Casey McLean, I think this is a more interesting one. 653K. A little bit of an uptick, I think you said before. An interesting case.
16 on the list, 67 average to 71, 43 grand. I was trying to think back to last year. I know early on it was glue hands McLean, but he got it going by the end of the year, didn't he? And that partnership with, Jenkins for a lot of the time.
The Milky Bar Kid.
I mean, I don't think I'll start him because Penrith have the hardest draw in the comp to start the season, but he's a gun in a gun team that's just getting better. I
reckon he's going to get Dally M Centre of the Year.
Yep, I can see that.
He's only going to benefit from these new stats. I don't think I'll do it, but I can see why you would.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to our conversation before. There's going to be a lot of good options. It's just about picking the right one in the first 6 weeks.
And there's every chance you have the right idea, but a lot of the centres are set to make only a little bit of cash or stay similar enough. There's going to be a few that can get these tip-on tries, and you might end up going sideways to them for the cash.
The hard thing about him is that, yes, Penrith might have a tough draw, but if they're playing their best footy, there isn't a tough draw.
Nah.
For Penrith. They could just fucking go on an onslaught. Jermaine Osako, 609K, playing on the wing. I kind of think Osako is sort of priced where he should be, is my opinion. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, pass. And it's like, if you haven't worked this out already, I've basically put a line through wingers.
Wingers, yeah. Cool. James Walsh, I will say this. Tim, cover your ears.
I'm on board. I'm on board. I know what
Here
you're
we
saying.
fucking go. Splinters Williams pulls one out of the arse, comes to the good side. Good to see. Why is that, Timbo?
I don't own him, but I probably will at some point because of the 6-man bench.
Yep.
So for
Who are you talking about?
James Walsh, he's injured. He's gone to the Cowboys. He's 2RF/CTW, but he's out for the year already. So it could be a nice little nuff, which Tim's not allowed to say until round 20 usually. And he's very high and mighty about it. But the deck chairs have been moved, I see.
The stats have changed. The bench rules have changed. Actually,
I think I was ahead of the game.
Yeah, so the one there is just that in the past I'm happy not to carry enough early on because I want someone at the start of the season making cash for me, scoring points, whatever it might be. But it's hard now with the 6-man bench. All these blokes who are fringies at best, they could pop up as that 6-man of the bench on any given week. So I just think you need to go and out enough. And James Walsh, unfortunately for the poor bugger, because apparently he was killing it, injured. I think it was ACL or something. So he's out for the season. So he got dual 2F CTW bottom dollar. He becomes a play. Like I still won't start him to begin the year, but when I do, let's get enough in, and it'll be earlier this year, I'd imagine. Yep, it'll be him, I'd say.
Yep. Very fair. Sam Stone Street's at 496K, another winger. I don't think there's much to say. I'm not even convinced he's going to get the jersey, to be completely honest. We'll wait and see how it plays out. I think there's a few options. I think it could be Hiroti. There's another kid there, Mikey Gabriel, who's come over from Canterbury, who they reckon's doing well.
I rate Stone Street.
He's a good player. I think he's got a few errors in him, but I think he'd be the front runner. But I reckon Hiroti's a fucking weapon.
Yeah, he's very good
player. So
He's leaving next year as well.
Hiroti's going, so that might hurt him. Ruben Garrick, 664K. I am assuming he loses the goal kicking. Are you assuming that?
I don't know. There's not much between him and Fogarty. He's pretty
You know
good
what? When I
goalkeeper.
say I assume, everyone keeps fucking telling me. I'm a little bit.
My initial
iffy on
assumption was he probably kicks, but now I'm kind of like, I think it's a 50-50 sort of swing.
If Ruben Garrick is goal kicking, I'm still not overly interested. But have you got stats?
Let's have a look.
That suggest I should be
his
looking
name
elsewhere?
hasn't stood out anywhere. He's got to be somewhere, you'd reckon.
I'm just not sure how much of Manly I can watch next year. If I'm
He's
completely
73 on the list. Average from 68 to 71, 25K rise. So, again, he's one who could explode with it, but I like others.
Yeah, very
Wow,
fair.
Fogarty's goal kicking's way better than Garrick's last year. I didn't even realise.
I think that's
What-
why people are
what's
so
the
hot on
percentage?
it.
73 to 80.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
That's a big difference.
Number 23 is highlighted in grey on mine because he's sitting on the bench. Jackson Purdue might be my little Potterella this year. 557K, playing 5'8". The more I talk, and for the first time I sit and think about this for 4 seconds, the more nervous I am about him playing 5'8" with these new rules, that I'm probably going to back down from that. Any tips for me?
You'd almost prefer him at centre now, wouldn't
Yes, you would. Yes, I fucking hate it now I think about it. I'm glad I've protested about this for 2 years.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Would you prefer him, under the old system, would you prefer him at 5'8" or CT dub?
I think 5'8".
So you like him 5'8" because more hands on ball, more attacking opportunities.
Correct.
So I guess that probably alleviates or reduces that, minimises that gap from centre where he might get easy tries. Yeah. 5'8's a tough position this year. Like you'd be picking him at 5'8", that's what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
I mean, he could be CT dub.
could
yeah.
be CT dub.
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I don't have him. I just want to see the Cowboys. Their draw's fantastic. He's a star.
Yeah.
But I think I just want to watch it play out.
All right, talk to me about number 24, Hot Spicy Tamale, 547K, 7.9%, little breakout season last year. Winger, same situation?
Yeah, I had Tamale.
Did ya?
Yeah, I actually did. I had him in my team, and I still think he's a good buy. I'm just backing, again, good football. That was his first sort of full season. 6 tries in 15 games last year, discounting a 14-minute game. He had 26 in base per game, just under 7 tackle busts per game. He's just good. Like,
Did you say 6 tries in 15 games?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's unders for him.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I liked him. I'm just now going down that route of centres.
Yeah. Next one there is Nick Meaney at 598K. I think Tim's got him playing for the mascot Jets if Zach Lomax comes back. Goal kicking, get a little bit of an uptick, but he kicked for quite a bit of time last year, I believe. Does he move the needle much on your new stats? Nick Meaney.
I mean, he played games at fullback last year.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he might again this year. I'm not interested. For 600K, I think there's other better CTW options.
Mate, the next one on the list at 6.5% ownership is very interesting.
Critter.
Think about it. Put 2 and 2 together. Roo.
What, goal kicking and shit?
Well, he's a centre with some of the best hands in the game.
He jumps in it. Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
With Kiraz outside him.
I tried to get some word out of him if he was goal kicking today, but
he kicked pretty well all last season.
Yeah,
right?
I assume he will, but he gave me a little smiling assassin. No boy.
He's one that as soon as this happened, I went, ooh, like he's always been thereabouts, SuperCoach, but never been overly relevant. Like he averaged 61 last year, which is solid, but not enough to warrant getting him. And I thought just with the tip-ons and lines and all that he would have jumped more. He went 61 to 65 average, 633K with such a 33K jump. Sort of hoping to see a bit more, but I don't know. My gut just sort of says Criddle be a huge beneficiary of it.
Interesting.
I might get Rando on the tools and see if he can pull up the year before and get a bigger sample size than one season.
Yeah, my worry with him is if he defends at centre, then he jumps into that roaming fullback role in attack again, and then he's not a guy that I look at that's going, I think he's going to nail the cutout pass every single time and that sort of shit. Like, I hope he doesn't get the worst of both worlds, but
yeah,
has got unbelievable hands, Critter. Jalen de Groot is next. Huge. 315K. What are people assuming he'll be on the wing for the...
Yeah, it must be, mate. Even then, like, 315K is not a bottom dollar cheapie. Yeah.
I want to say this with absolutely all due respect to Jalen de Groot, but my memories of him last year when playing was just base stats were fucking horrendous. Like, he averaged 16 base stats a game last year.
Yeah, pass.
Hard pass. That one's at big overs. All right, next on the list, Taylor May, I'm interested in. 617K, unfortunately has the buy in round 1. Wish he was a little bit cheaper, but I'm definitely interested in Taylor May.
Mate, I think that's the buy in round 1 just could do wonders for him as a bloke who's potentially undervalued. Like, full preseason under his belt after coming in halfway through last year, he exploded. And because of the buy, hence the low ownership. But again, if we're talking about it helping centres, he just burst back onto the scene, didn't he? He was so good. I won't start him, but again, with no price change to round 4, he's a very easy move from I'm going to get one of these, if not more, centres that I'm going for wrong.
Yep.
That's the reality. And if he's fine...
You could get more than that wrong, honestly.
I could get all of them wrong, mate.
I wouldn't rule it out.
No, me either. Which means we both get them wrong because you follow everything I do. But yes, so with the no price change to round 4, whoever underperforms, if May's killing it, no price change, flip him over.
Now, I'm going to propose an idea that I start to read through names and you tell me when to stop.
Okay, yep, do that.
Savage, Talakai.
Oh, big cipher if you get to start at centre again.
Jesse McLean, Jack Howarth, Xavier Coates, Katoni Staggs.
I'm not going to get Staggs, but talking pure numbers, pure unadulterated numbers, he's 13 on the list, would have been 48K more expensive, an average of 70 instead of 65. All those Queensland games early on, not for me, but he's one, and Shibasaki, who's 39 on the list, not my list, on the SuperCoach most owned, it helps them.
Anyone a little bit more concerned about Brisbane since we did our preview the other day, since Payne Haas and
100%.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll also say I feel like Stags doesn't pass the ball anyway, right?
Yeah, very fair. Okay, Josh Adokar, Rob Toyer. Did you mention him before that he gets a bit of an uptick?
He's pretty high there, on that list. He goes to... Where was he? So he's number 11 from 59 to 64, so not for me, but can play footy.
Yep. 38 overall is Isaac Tungo. He's at 500k. Interesting.
Very cheap, isn't he? Based on if you look at
compared
if
to
you're
the other
back in the
dudes.
numbers,
Yeah. And I personally think Penrith can only be better this year.
surely.
Yeah, I eyeballing it very quickly. I think Mike could be a
kind of
Purdue down
want
to
to-
Tungo.
I kind of want to go back and watch every Penrith game from last year and watch why he benefited so much. It was line break assist. We saw the numbers. I was surprised he was number one.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Tell you who was not surprised, a guy at the Newmarket Hotel. Walking around with a raging boner. Shibasaki, you mentioned him before. Dom Young, Dallin, Bradman, Best. Any uptick for Brady Best?
Bradman Best.
650k. He's not cheap, to be fair.
34 on the list. Would have averaged 67, would have averaged 71, 35k uptick. So I don't trust the Knights this year, but technically speaking, could be a big winner.
Yep. We've then got Dean Mariner. That's Michael Gabriel, the one I was talking about at the Sharkies. I reckon is a sniff. Tommy Talau, Jack Bostock, who's out for the first few weeks. Jackson Borlos, Sam Rani. Bronson Cherry get any uptick?
I was about to say I actually haven't looked at him much.
My gut says he wouldn't have.
He's 12 on the list.
Really?
52 to 57.
Wow.
It's 50k more expensive on that. So
Am I being unfair to him? I would have assumed he was a tuck it under the arm.
Yeah, I thought he was
a
a glue hands
They
kind
quite
of guy.
often run him like the overs line. Yeah,
let me have a look where he.
that's interesting.
So six extra try assists. There you
Wow.
go. And 4 extra line assists.
Interesting. Very
He's
interesting.
so underrated.
He is very
I love
underrated.
How
Bronson
much
Cherry.
he can play.
I think on the preview thing I picked the Dogs at like 6 or something. I'm changing my mind. I reckon they're going to come top 4. I reckon they're going to have a really good
He's unbelievable defensively. He's lightning quick, built like a brick shit house, gets to a decent amount of work, and apparently has a good tip on.
Brian Kelly. Any interest here? Making his way down to the Parramatta
I need to
Eels?
see it before I believe it. He's such good football. I can't dive into him. Para have a really tough draw early as well. New combinations. He could explode because he's such a good footballer, but I will not. It's not a gamble I'm willing to even consider.
Yeah, I've made a part-time career out of believing it before I see it with Brian Kelly.
Here's a hot tip that's got nothing to do with Supercoach. Parramatta to end the Storm round 1 drought.
Yeah, I reckon they're a serious sniff too.
Yep.
Serious fucking sniff.
All that's gone on.
All
It's
the
down-
changes,
I know it's
yeah.
down there, but you just know they're going to be primed
It's a
for
new
it.
look Melbourne side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that shout. Greg Mars Hugh, 611k winger. Taruva, Jesse Arthurs. Is there anyone else? Fuck, Jesse Ramian hasn't been spoken about at all.
Jesse Ramey doesn't pass.
Yeah, he also doesn't score based on last year, but another one that hasn't been mentioned. What about Paul Brandia Alamotti? He get any uptick? Oh, he played wing, didn't he?
Played
Centre.
wing, so nah.
Mate, is there anyone else? Moses
just
Sully,
the-
my boy, would have done all right.
Yeah,
Wouldn't he?
so we spoke about Sully before, but
Yeah.
mate, he's priced at 475k. He scored. I did the Dargans preview last night. He scored 1 try last year. I'm happy to cop that. All right, he's just not a noted try scorer, but he's still a damn good footballer. He's a great ball runner. So we mentioned like the increased try assist, line assist, and all that sort of stuff. 475k, 1 try in 20 games last year. Like, has to improve, doesn't it? 33 in base last year, which is really good. Will benefit from these new stats. At the price, I kind of like him.
No, I don't mind that. I'm going through the list. Nothing else is really jumping out at me. Is there anyone else to you?
Nah, ticked all the major ones, I think, there, mate.
Yeah, I'm not really having anyone else jumping out at me. Harodi, I'll have that conversation, but even him, he's 580k. Matthew, anyone else you want to throw out there? Stafford Toa, are they going to be relevant, boys?
Billy Smith?
Billy Smith, yeah, I think I've done this a few too many times with Billy Smith. I think for
I can't bring
my sake and Billy Smith's sake, I need to move on.
One that I thought would be high, and we can probably wrap it up with this bloke, but he gets an uptick, but I thought Gagai might have been higher. He goes from 60 to 63, 26k difference, but he's got great hands, does a lot of draw and pass, and I just thought he would have been one of the better ones, but stats say not really. So
they also just, and I know that it's been the top try scorer in recent years, but I just feel like they don't go there as much as the left side. I'm sure there's numbers that bounce the shit out of that.
I haven't known what the Knights are going to do for 3 years, and with a new coach and new players and new spine, I don't want to change this year. I still don't know.
Yeah,
some will benefit.
Gagai and Best might be in the halves by round 3.
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
Quite possibly. All right, is that us?
That's us.
That's us. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, guys. Everyone's just doing their best over there with the new changes and everything. As we've alluded to a few times, just hopefully there'll be some SuperCoach updates in the next 24 hours. Hopefully by the time you guys are tuning into this, and we might have a better idea of where the compass is at and whatnot. But if not, we will be back next week doing our very best once again. Next week, are we going to dive into 2RFs next week?
Mate. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow with all these changes. Let's just not stick to anything.
Yeah, very fair. Very fair.
Yeah, let's just wait and see what happens in the next.
Well, you know
days.
what we have done and what we haven't done, so one of them's coming next week.
Yeah.
So brace yourselves for that. Matthew, thank you for kindly giving up your time once again. It's been a pleasure to have you back on here.
That you're welcome, and yeah, it's very overwhelming. It really is. Like I once we click stop, I'm going to have a lot more questions for you both because it's just, it's hard to get my head around.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in. Sponsors, if you are keen to reach out, bizandbreakevens@gmail.com. We'll probably have to close them off in the next fortnight or so as the season kicks off. But if you are interested, please reach out. Make sure you go and listen to that episode last night, the SC Playbook episode. I would highly advise you go and have a listen to that. I know I will be. Make sure you're subscribing to SC Playbook. Jump onto the subscriber on the website. Roo Crew for all of your additional content, all that sort of stuff for another big season incoming. We will have our SuperCoach code and comp for Beers and Breakevens over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Very exciting. We done?
We're done.
Final call. Done. Sold. We'll see you next week.